Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Wednesday, 1st of the July 2026. Let's take a look at the economic calendar for today. So today's economic calendar with high importance data releases is generally quite busy. Germany manufacturing PMI data scheduled for release 5 to 10. Global manufacturing PMI data from the UK is scheduled for release 10:30, and the general CPI data from the Eurozone scheduled for release at 11 o'clock. Then we switch to the US session and we have ADP non-farm employment change scheduled for release at 2:15, ISM manufacturing PMI data scheduled for release at 4 o'clock, crude oil inventories data scheduled for release at 4:30, and then 9:15 we have a speech from the US President Donald Trump. So it looks like we have a few high important data releases, so please stay focused, stay vigilant, because the volatility during this news release, during the data release, might be really high, or at least bigger than the average. So that's about the economic calendar, and now without any further ado, let's switch to the charts and we start with euro dollar. Euro dollar for our time frame chart still in a low volatility zone. We can see that the markets are still trying to break above 1.1435. As you can see, that was the local high 37. 1.1437 was the local high. Nevertheless, it still means that the situation here is quite interesting. As you can see, we drop a lot in these three waves to the downside. We broke below the low of 1.1391. Local low for the wave Y is 1.1326. A little bit of the bounce, but during the last 3 days the market is unable to break above 1.1455-37, which is why every time we hit the zone, the sell-off begins, right? The activity of the bears is back on, so we can see moving to the downside on the euro dollar, but the euro dollar is still trading inside of the zone. British pound or cable tried to break above 1.3272 technical resistance, and it failed. Let me just place the magnet here so you can see that it failed. Local high was like 1-2 pips higher, and then this level was rejected obviously lower, and now it's back inside of this very tiny range here on the located between 1.3210 1.3275, with the momentum that barely jumps above the level of 60. So the same situation as it is on the euro dollar. Not much is going on. Low volatility conditions. High volatility conditions are still present on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. We have a new swing high 162.86. Despite the extremely overbought market conditions, the market keeps moving higher, right? So this situation here looks very bullish to me. If we switch to weekly, sorry that I'm switching from 4-hour time frame chart to weekly, you can still see that we broke above the high from the July 2024, and now we have, except this one little red candle, we have 1 2 3 4 red, 1 2 3, maybe 4, maybe not, but there is a certain situation here that is telling us bulls are in charge of this market. Strong momentum, 66 points. We should see higher levels on the US dollar versus the Japanese yen. The gold market keeps digging lower. The correction continues. Local and swing low for the wave Y at 3,943 might be challenged today, as the bear is still very active. Bears are very active. They're pushing the prices lower, so we should see more movement to the downside quite soon. As you can see, we got some pullbacks to the upside, but those are not lasting for long and are being used by the bears to enter the to push the market even even lower. S&P 500, very nice breakout above 7,424. Touch of the trend line, a little bit of the consolidation, and big breakout to the upside. So the bulls are back for the S&P 500. They were rejected from the 7,500 level. Nevertheless, it doesn't actually mean this situation is bearish. Quite opposite, strong momentum, 60 points. We should see higher levels quite soon. Crude oil is again below the level of 70 after the low was made here on the June 26th, 68.55. Now the price is 69.46. Momentum is still negative. It touched the level of 50, but it is reversing lower right now, 39 points already, and we are waiting for this market to enter this blue zone. This blue zone is obviously the zone where the previous big consolidation was during the time before the geopolitical situation was very calm, and as you can see, now we're just moving lower and lower from the extremely overbought conditions. Nevertheless, on the daily time frame chart, we hit the extremely oversold conditions on the RSI. So please be ready for some sort of the pullback when the blue rectangle is hit. That's my best take here for the crude oil. Still under the bearish pressure, and under the bearish pressure is Bitcoin, that it resumes the downside movement. Just recently it made new low, 57,808. Momentum is now very weak, 31 points only. So the situation here is quite well known. Rejection from the level of 82,000, movement to the downside, maybe some sort of the bearish flag, maybe some sort of the F flag here on the Bitcoin market is pushing the prices basically lower. Please remember the target with 54,000. Why this target? Because there's plenty of the orders here, and that's another liquidity zone. So as you can see, that's the lows for this levels here. Around 50,000 is okay. That's extreme low, but I think that we can go as low as 53, 54, maybe even 50,000, and then something else should happen on the Bitcoin. Please remember, Bitcoin market is not the same market that it was before the ETFs and institutions. We have a big weekly F flag, breakout to the downside, another F flag, breakout to the downside. Bears are in charge of this market, so we might not see higher prices, elevated prices for Bitcoin for quite some time right now, even despite the this is the weekly. And on the monthly, look at this. On the monthly chart, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of downside, 2 months of green candles, and another red candle. Last month was a big red candle. Now the situation is very difficult for the bulls. We just come off the extremely overbought conditions, broke below the level of 50, almost tested it, and we haven't seen on monthly basis the level of 40 since 2023. Last time we were on in 2023, we were at the level of $20,000, right? And then this rally to the upside has happened. So for now, if we move even lower towards the extremely oversold conditions, it might take months, and we haven't seen these conditions since, as you can see, April 2015, right? So unprecedented times we are living in, watching what is the Bitcoin doing. So that's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. So take care and bye bye.